Hey everyone, just wanted to, thanks Patrick, just kind of briefly talk about, just as I've been communicating with different clients throughout the week. I appreciate you guys kind of joining in. I'm working from my home office, which is actually my 3-month-old daughter's room. I'm sure all of you have learned to accommodate new office spaces. So maybe even throw that in the webinar chat where you're having fun, where you're working from, but this is absolutely the quietest room in the house. So just kind of getting back to it, you know, I want us all to think about, kind of take a moment to think about where we were just really 3 months ago. Even for some of us, really just a month and a half, 2 months ago, how different the world is. And for me, I've been fascinated to get the insight of those who are kind of making the decisions like you guys are about the future direction once we step back on campuses. The reason that I was so excited about this week is because as I've talked with hundreds and maybe even thousands of you now, this week was normally your busiest week of the year. You were alumni were on campus. It was graduation time. It was board of visitors. It was everybody was inspecting everything that was getting done. And you were looking forward to just working on your summer projects once you got past these next few weeks, right? So kind of the Mother's Day was kind of the key. Hey, we finally made it. And for some of you, you had obviously graduation soon after. But just in that point, it's a great opportunity to really serve you with this and kind of talk about some recent conversations that I've had with some kind of operations and facilities people. They really had a large-scale discussion over what they were planning on doing going forward. And the client I spoke with mentioned these types of meetings really happen quite a bit, kind of a meeting of the minds. But it kind of took some getting used to now that everybody's on Zoom. So he did mention a few things that it gave me some insight and really helps us strategize how we could best partner with you. Here are a few things that he said. He said, one, he said, I was really worried about what school starting back is going to mean for my staff and how they're going to operate. Do we have enough people to do what we need to do? How are we going to be able to clean and sanitize properly? One just simple off question, he said, Brandon, think about it this way. One person walks into a classroom. What does that mean in terms of our sanitation process? You know, he said also, we care about how we're feeling emotionally about what it is we're going to do. We've got to have an adaptable plan, but we've also need to make sure that the staff is doing this, feels comfortable doing their job. But he did pause to say at the very end, he said that the whole group had an underlying belief that they would get this done. And that's what I love about serving education and really serving those people who serve. He mentioned how not only they were making the plan to connect both just in meeting in groups off of Zoom or Microsoft Teams or Google Meetings, but he also mentioned how they were trying to leverage their solutions to both connect their operations and other departments, how they're also trying to understand what reporting was needing to be done and connecting with us on that. And so allowing them to have, as best we can, a simple plan going forward. We know nothing is simple, but we do know that we need to have a plan that's adaptable. And so I think with us, after that conversation, it just made me more impressed with how you all serve our students. And even in difficult circumstances, make things happen. And it really reminds me why we do what we do, our team here working with you. And I love serving those who serve others. So we want to do that by listening to you and coming alongside of you, not as people who are just buying the product, right? So anybody can do that, but we want to partner with you to kind of get through this together. And so what I want to do is Patrick kind of put the slide there with the resources. What I wanted to do as a part of that too, and telling that story, is to mention that we've got resources here to help you. So these are all areas where you could go in and see and get some information in regards to information that would help with you with your COVID response.